And I did want to touch on this. Like I said, you're a smart guy. You're completely sober, correct?
Yeah. So
you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
How did you manage to pull that off?
For sure. I would say, people always say like, oh my God, you're straight edge, you're sober or whatever. I would just say I don't drink alcohol or do drugs. And it was actually, I want to say it was like, what year are we in now? 2023? I feel like it was the year of New Year's Eve of like 2012. And then I was just like, I'm going to try not to drink for a while. I was just kind of over it. Like I would go partying and stuff and I was just like, I'm not like super into this. I remember like specifically one time I went skating. I went out and had like some fun with my friends, whatever. Then the next day I felt like a little bit off. Then the day after that day, I felt off again. And I was like, oh, nah, we can't have that. That's like too much.
The dreaded 2-day hangover.
Yeah. And I was like, like not super down with that. And then I was like, oh, I'll try not to drink for a while. And then I just did 1 year because I would say to my friends, let's do 1 year of no drinking. And then they would say, yeah, okay. And then the year came and I was like, they're like, no, what are you going to do? Have a drink. And I was like, I don't know. I'm kind of like used to it now.
That shows serious
and
resilience.
I just like never really drunk since then.
I think it's a good message to be putting out there. Obviously,
Well, see, even when I say this in the interview, they say, oh, Ricky always preaching, not drinking. It's like,
no,
bro, anyone can
good.
do whatever they want. Me personally, I don't like connect with that, but I would never tell anyone else to do anything differently.
I'm getting to the point in life, like I've done everything, right? I've done every drug, like that you could imagine. I've done it all, but I'm at the point now where I would want to tell kids, don't.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to me
But see, the thing is like, I don't like to tell people what to do.
Because then they're going to do it more, yeah.
I don't like to tell people what to do. I'm like the more live by example type person.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, even like when I tell my friends to go on TikTok, right. I'd say, hey, you should do this. They say no. I go, okay. And then like they can watch, you know? Mm-hmm. That's like more my kind of vibe.
I guess like, I don't know. What I'm saying is that as I'm aging, I'm like, that would be a nice bullet for kids to dodge. And obviously growing up when I did, piss drunks, Baker 2G.
Yeah.
We followed that example. And a lot of people, and this is going to get controversial, but a lot of people that I've spoken to, they're like, yeah, that completely messed our lives up. Like a lot of people died and it isn't a good example to be setting.
I do think about that a little bit. And like, we're both Australians as well. I feel like as an Australian, people sometimes message me like, oh my God, you're my favorite skater, like stuff like that. Or like, you got me into skating. And then I try to think and be like, I just want to be like a nice role model for Australians,
Yeah.
Because like...
And drinking culture is huge for us.
But there's so few like Australians that really are like in the mix doing it. There's maybe like I can count them on two hands kind of thing.
Who you got?
We don't need to name them all.
Name them all.
We know who they are. But it's like, it's like if someone can really be setting like a nice positive example of the kids, family friendly, like all these nice positive things.
I'm not against it.
I think that's cool.
Yeah, I think like it's a risky road, I've somehow survived, but I couldn't tell you half the stories that I've been through, man. I have seen it all. I feel like I was on the last, like the tail end of that culture.
Yeah.
Like right before people started to become athletic and athletic minded, like I rode the crazy train.
I tell you what's funny, how we talk about how skating's changed with social media. I feel like the whole world has changed as well.
It has.
Because imagine you're like a celebrity or whatever before like camera phones existed. I feel like you're living in a totally different world that the celebrity with social media and camera phones and everything lives in now. You know what I mean?
100%. Well, but you know what? With social media, the original wave was people that got famous just from that. And celebrities didn't cotton on to it. Like the old world celebrities, it took them a minute.
Yeah.
Then they're like, we got to get on the internet.
I feel like there's still really big celebrities that don't have it and they just don't really care about it.